Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Hexcel Corporation's West Valley City, Utah plant. We're happy to have you here. As we do in all Hexcel meetings, we first talk about safety. The exits are in the back, and if there ever is an emergency, we'd like you to go directly to the exits and meet out in the parking lot. Other than this designated area, you're not invited anywhere else in the factory. You don't have the proper equipment, and there's also a lot of confidentiality that we'd be concerned about. Before introducing our guest speakers this morning, I want to remind you that Hexcel is just the host. We're but a cog in what's called the composites cluster of Utah. With us today are customers, representatives from local, state, and federal government, their agencies, and the educational institutions that train our associates. Thank you all for sharing your time and joining us today and your support for Hexcel. It's my pleasure first to introduce the man who has helped this community stand behind Hexcel's enormous expansion here. From the beginning of our growth period, West Valley City has supported our plans. In return, of course, the city's shared in the benefits of our investments in the terms of good jobs and an extended tax base. West Valley City Mayor Mike Winder was elected to his current post in 2009. Before that, he served as a council member, and before that, he was the city's business development manager, which is why we know him well. Mayor Winder has an MBA and an honors BA in history from the University of Utah, and has also completed an executive leadership program at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government. In his spare time, he's authored and published 10 books. Mayor Winder.
Thank you. It is always great to be here at Hexcel, and it seems like whenever we're here, it's with good news and exciting things, whether it's a new line opening or distinguished guests. Hexcel really is a hub of not only composite, but manufacturing and high tech in the state of Utah, and we are honored that it is an important part of West Valley City. You know, the 700 employees here at this facility are a big part of our community. Many of you are my bosses. You live here in West Valley City or in neighboring communities. You often shop here and dine here. In fact, I was with my wife on a date at Shula's just last weekend. That's the new steakhouse grill there in the Embassy Suites Hotel by Valley Fair Mall, and there was a couple dozen Hexcel employees there for a retirement celebration. It was good to see new friends and old friends there. And so you are an important part of our community. We are thrilled with the things going on at Hexcel as the jobs continue to expand. And there's a reason that we have the Acting Secretary of Commerce with us here today. When you look at the success story that we have as a community, not only in the great business-friendly state of Utah, but in a very business-friendly West Valley City. We take great pride in being the most business-friendly city in the state, and we have a wonderful team, many of who are here, that have helped make the expansion at Hexcel possible, and the many, many other companies coming to West Valley City and growing in this Utah's second largest city. When you talk about manufacturing jobs, when you talk about the importance of high tech in the United States today, it truly is a partnership between communities and between the labor force, between management and shareholders. And we are thrilled that here at Hexcel, here in West Valley City, we have seen all those elements come together for this great success story. We're very fortunate to have with us Dr. Blank, and she'll be introduced more formally momentarily, but we just came from a roundtable discussion where we've been able to see that she truly does care passionately about jobs in this country and is impressed with the things going on here in Utah, here at Hexcel, here in the composite industry in this great state. And so obviously we'll hear a little more of that shortly. But again, welcome to West Valley City, those of you who are here visiting, and thank you for being in West Valley City, those of you who come here every day. We value your hard work. We value the good things you're doing. We're continually impressed with the terrific products turned out here, and keep up the great work. So thank you.
So now I want to thank Deputy Secretary Rebecca Blank for joining us today and recognizing the good work done here in Utah to expand the composites industry in this area. Advanced composites are, in my opinion, the structural material of the future, and thus a way to provide sustainable industrial base for this area for years to come. Dr. Blank has been with the Department of Commerce since June of 2009 when she joined as Undersecretary of Economic Affairs and the head of the Economics and Statistics Administration. In 2010, she began serving as the Deputy Secretary of Commerce, and in June of 2012, she became the Acting Secretary of Commerce. Prior to arriving at Commerce, Dr. Blank was the Robert S. Kerr Senior Fellow at the Brookings Institute and Dean of the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy at the University of Michigan. From 97 to 99, she was one of 3 members of President Clinton's Council of Economic Advisors. Dr. Blank is a summa cum laude graduate of the University of Minnesota and holds a PhD in economics at MIT. She has served in an extensive list of advisory and professional roles and is the author of numerous articles and books. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State, Dr. Rebecca Blank.
Good morning, everyone. I am delighted to be here. Thank you very much to Dave Burgess and to Hexcel for hosting us here. I just got a little bit of a tour of the new facility, and it's just really exciting to see some of the things that are happening here. Thank you to Mayor Winder for hosting us in West Valley City. I'm always delighted to come out to Salt Lake City, and this region is just such a growth area in so many ways. I also, I don't know, Speaker Lockhart was here earlier. I don't know if she stayed. It was wonderful for her to come by. And I know that we have at least a staff member from Representative Shavitz's district as well. So thanks to them, thanks to the business leaders that are here, thanks to the Hexcel employees, and thanks to the people both from the public sector around this area, as well as to the community college and institutes of higher education. I know we've got a number of their representatives here. So to build on the recovery that we are seeing in places like this, the President has said that we have to make America a magnet for manufacturing, and we are very well poised to do that. Manufacturing has been one of the top drivers of our economy since 2009. After a decade of losing manufacturing jobs, actually 2 decades of losing manufacturing jobs, we've created 500,000 new manufacturing jobs over these last 3-4 years. For instance, this region's manufacturing sector was hit by the recession, but it is clearly coming back. And many people here are working to reinvigorate manufacturing, drive innovation, and boost America's global competitiveness. Many years ago, state and local leaders saw the need to develop plans for Utah's future. They were trying to figure out what the jobs of the future would be, not an easy task. Economic development leaders began to look at the future of aviation and saw the potential for good jobs in advanced composites. They also saw that there were very highly skilled workers coming out of Utah's colleges, universities, and high schools. And with the help of the Commerce Department, Utah's building composites industry began to raise its visibility at trade shows overseas. As this community began to identify and build economic assets, high-tech firms in the advanced composites industry took notice. Today, with over 20 advanced composites companies employing more than 10,000 workers in Utah, it's clear those early decisions are paying off. People are finding good jobs here, helping lift middle-class families back into prosperity after the last recession. We need more stories like this across the nation. We want to grow more 21st century manufacturing jobs. Our objective is clear. We want to position more American communities to do what you've already done here in this region of Utah, to attract more investments and more good jobs by building on the assets you already have. Given our increasingly attractive energy situation, our stellar research universities, as well as our many other strengths, we can make our nation a powerful magnet for high-tech and advanced manufacturing in the years ahead. We want companies like Hexcel to keep building and expanding in U.S. towns and cities, because when that happens, our middle class will grow stronger, our economy will thrive, and the next generation will recognize the opportunities that are in their future. So thank you very much for coming today. I thank again Hexcel for sharing their facilities with us and for inviting everyone here. And I just had a wonderful conversation with a number of the business and community leaders and look forward to watching how this area evolves and how advanced composites and aerospace and the other real comparative advantages of this area of Utah help lead the United States into a more successful economic future. So thank you all.